My new kayak. I've been wanting a inflatable kayak for a while, but I didn't want the old school ones where you only put about 1 psi in them and they have big bulky sides. So the main reason I wanted this is when we go camping, I can deflate this and fold it up, and then it can pack in the back. The nice thing about this kayak is it's got what they call drop stitch construction. And what it is, it's actually it's a like a fabric that's inside here that holds it together, and it makes it very firm. When you inflate it, you inflate it up to 8 to 10 psi, and you'll see the bottom is almost like a board. And the technology for this came from people that do the stand-up boards, and this has been transferred over to the kayak world. And like I say, these sides are rigid, almost like a real plastic kayak. So that's what I like about it. The disadvantage of it is they're pretty expensive. I paid a lot more for this than you would have paid for a rubber kayak, but I decided I really wanted something that was more like a real kayak, but also could collapse pretty easy. So I'm not going to do too much today. We're just going to take this thing out for its first spin. A few new different things you have to do with these is I normally launch from a little kayak launch over here at Freeman Lake, but this thing has, there's a name for this and I don't know what it is. I'll put it on the video, but you have to put this fin on to make it stable. And if you put that on and try to launch from one of these type launching things, it's not going to work out properly. So we have to launch on the shoreline and just step into it. So we're going to see how that goes. We're also going to look at putting a mount on the side of here. Actually, I'm holding the camera now, but I'm going to try to put a GoPro mount somewhere where it doesn't get in my way of my paddle while I'm kayaking. I'm going to be adjusting my seats. This has foot pegs, so I'll be adjusting those as well. But we'll get on the water and see how well it goes. Another thing we're going to do on this video is we're going to try out this new Onyx life jacket that I bought. It's supposed to have more ventilation and have the padding a little more designed up high in the back so it doesn't hit your seat, and a few other things. So we're going to see how well that works out. I want it a little more comfortable. So I've got that fin on there, and like I say, it sticks out like that, so you have to put it out in the water. The nice thing about this kayak is all total it weighs 28 pounds. It's very lightweight. One of the lightest kayaks that you'll ever get on. So it's a little different getting mounted, getting in, and then like I say, you have that thing sticking out the bottom, so you have to be careful to be in deeper water for that. So, but one thing I've really noticed about this is really impressive is you're paddling along, and then all of a sudden you veer one way, left or right, and then you stop paddling. That thing actually straightens you out, and it's a lot better controlling than in a normal kayak. You don't squirrel around for the left and the right, which is very, very good, because I've had trouble with that in the past. So it tracks really well, and it feels like it's just really fast on top of the water. Whew. And I got they have different paddles. You can get a lightweight graphite one. This is the mid-range. They're 4 parts, so you can break them down to where they're small and go into small spaces. I probably could just use my normal paddle, but this is a pretty good paddle. This is the mid-grade. It seems to be, I don't know what the entry level is, but this one seems to be pretty decent. It's a little heavier than what I'm used to, and it doesn't have any padding. It's got a little bit of a spot here where you can do some things with it, but I don't really like that it doesn't have much padding, so I don't know if I'll add padding or not to this. And then we'll go ahead and rotate it around and just get the straight out from the kayak, just kind of like you may catch a blade of the actual paddle every once in a while, but We're more or less getting the side view here. Another thing I'm checking out this time is first time I've only wore these Kenyan shoes. This would be like the second time I've wore them. They're water shoes and definitely can see them, and they supposedly float, and I needed some kind of water shoe, so giving them a try out. They seem like I like them so far. So far I like this life jacket. This has a high seat in the back, so it does hit it a little bit, but not nearly as bad as my old one. There's a lot of bulk up front here, but it doesn't seem to bother you. I like it because it has a lot of adjustable straps on it. In fact, I need to do a little bit of adjustment on these. And I like because it just has a lot of room in your arms. You're not hindered by anything. So that's the main thing I read about this particular one, and it was highly ranked. It's a little bit more, well, it wasn't that expensive really. I think it was in the $50 range, and if you buy a good one at somewhere else, you'll pay upwards of $100 sometimes, but not a bad deal. Doesn't have much pocket. It's got one little pocket with a whistle on it, and it has a place to attach something, I guess a camera or something here, but I mean, I really like it so far, so I think it's going to work out well. So that's a good checkout on that. One of the things that's unique about this particular kayak, and they do this in another one of their brands that has the drop stitch construction, they have these actual foot pegs, which really make a big difference. If you had a normal inflatable, you might have like a inflatable pillow that you could put your feet up against or something, but you don't usually have foot pegs, so that really makes a difference. It really makes this one just about like a normal kayak. I'm really impressed with this. In fact, there's going to be times that if I know I'm going to be on a lake with a group of maybe geocachers or something, and I'm not going to get into the shallows very much, I'm probably going to take this one instead of my big kayak. I've got another one that's a 10.5 footer set on top. It weighs about 45 pounds, I guess, and like I say, this one's just so nice. So it may be times I take this one out instead of taking that one. So that's what this is all about. I wanted to get one that I liked as much as my normal kayak. I didn't want a big old floppy inflatable that had the big round sides, you know, on the side here, you know, big inflated parts on each side. And this one's so much more like a regular hard-sided kayak. So that's about all I have for this, a little quick review of this, little quick tryout. We'll get a lot more chances to do more tryouts with this, but so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. And if you have any questions about this kayak or anything like that, let me know in the comments, and we'll see you again on another one of these shorts.